Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
All I wanted was to go back to work, to take care of my children.
I'm sorry, I cannot enter.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation.
It's locked.
To have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague?
Not anymore, sir.
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor.
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise.
Please show me what...
Of course.
It's locked. Good evening, Milt.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Why did your mother have you
My mother just wants the best for me.
Is your mother bothering you?
That's tempting, Doctor.
Pembroke Hospital may look
It's not me you have to convince.
Why did your mother...
My mother just...
How painful...
So painful, I'd rather...
How painful...
So painful.
I'm sure you
Not really.
I see.
Yes, maybe.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me more.
The ambulance...
What do you mean?
She managed to secure...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswin. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're it.
I'm Dr.
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took...
How is your...
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask you
It's the pain, sir.
Can I...
Nurses gave me...
Who is treating...
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me.
You don't seem...
My face hurt so much more when I smiled.
Where were you...
I really...
No offense.
You were an...
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt...
She's quite harmless, I can assure you.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood.
She could decide to...
And it's another good reason for me to stay.
You do...
In her madness.
Goodbye for now. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. Daily routine.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I'm really sorry, sir.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton.
I have no intention of...
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a...
Is he-
Hey, I'm no perfect woman.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doc.
Tell me, Thelma.
I'm not...
Would you say...
No,
Do you plan to make...
of course not. How could I inflict
I'll leave you, Miss...
There's safer places to be than here. Sir! Step away now! It's one of them! Die, vermin!
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow. Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me.
If you've been...
Name's Al...
Do you know...
Never heard of her.
Someday you'll understand. You wasted your life away. Bloody hell, boy.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What?
I'm Dr. Reed.
No.
Really?
Word is she ain't real.
A gun, alcohol. Good evening.
Good evening. Then you have come...
Oh.
Ah!
Good.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Doc... Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet...
Really? Well, I'm afraid...
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. Nobody at home. I cannot enter. I will return later.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Take a look, don't be afraid.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions.
Another journalist?
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor, you, sir.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my fault, Barrett.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town?
Name? Sorry,
Dr. Reed.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about him?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
It's confidential. Speaking as a doctor, I'm sure you understand.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
He never goes...
No. A few...
Really?
He went to the nearest mailbox. No. Except for that straight...
Where can I find...
He spends most of his time lurking.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. It's locked. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr.
Aside?
Don't you fear getting...
I've been touched by...
I have heard enough. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest.
Really?
I'm a poet, sir.
May I...
Extraordinary.
What can you tell me?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I'm
not interested in...
Darius is an old political activist who takes...
May I ask you...
Extraordinary.
I'm looking for...
Dorothy Crane.
I'm looking...
Dorothy...
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you.
Good evening, miss. I know what you're... Camellia, I know you work for Doc. A stubborn and... I know you want... You don't seem to need... Very well.
Don't be shy.
I'm not looking...
All right, then.
Goodbye, miss.
One way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I prefer not to give you another beating, Baron.
Mr. Petrescu.
You again?
Sir, wait. Don't you see we're on...
I'm nothing.
Yes, you...
I have to...
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Yes, I know. You are true to your reputation, Dr. Reed. Dedicated and precise. No one could have done more.
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
You're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this cut? I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
This one stinks already. He's mine! One of them vermin! It's an inch! Kill it! Fuck no!
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
piece of shit!
Crush the breach, boys!
Nice, Eddie! Let's see how it's a bit of fire! Push down! Finish it.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical...
I will be fine.
Nurse.
I'll try.
Goodbye, nurse.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Vampyr.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are...
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter. His cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmail.
I see.
The case is closed.
And who was this?
If you must know, she...
You killed her. Is that what you consider?
I did what I thought.
You will learn that trust is...
I bid you farewell. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Perhaps I should accept the offer from that Cadigan fellow.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening.
Please.
This
Really?
I've just looked at the blood of...
I see. Do you have a...
This disease spreads and...
This is very interesting.
Yes. Unlike the...
You mean like rabies?
There's a lot we're not seeing here.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic...
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy!
And why not? What did Stoker say about the Children of the Night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're...
We'll discuss this more.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I...
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your...
My sister.
She's to be buried.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
One of